in this time now, I'm just waiting for UP. UP is not answering, and I felt like not receiving an answer was a good thing, because at least it hasn't rejected you as yet. So I felt like, that's great. It must just stay like that, And I remember hearing some learners in that college that I was in. They were being accepted to go to. Some were going to Wits University, some were going to UJ, some went to Val, and I know other people were going to UP, right? And here I was, I didn't have a confirmation letter that I'll be studying next year. So I remember feeling embarrassed, right? So throughout this journey, I felt embarrassed a lot. So I remember when I was accepted in this college, I felt embarrassed about repeating grade 12. Right, so I cut most of my high school friends out during this period, right, because it was a bit embarrassing that they were busy with university qualifications, and here I am redoing grade 12, right? So here I am again. I'm feeling embarrassed. I'm one of those learners, those top learners in the college, and here I am. I have no university to go to the following year. And I'm there, I'm helping people, man. I'm helping people apply. I remember there was this one guy I helped apply, right? He had borrowed my laptop at the time. And I remember applying for his qualification was a bit problematic. And yeah, it was just tiring us. And he felt like he was taking a lot of time from me, and I just told him, look, Mpana, we just have to push through. We're not leaving until we finally figured this out. I remember we pushed through for some time, and when the guy got accepted, I remember he bought me some few things, and I was really grateful that Pana, I'm grateful that you helped me push on. Next year he'll be going to Cape Town, and I'll be studying there, and I'm there receiving such news. I'm taking what he bought for me, and in my mind I'm thinking, next year there's a high possibility I might be going back home, right? So you're busy helping people here go to their places, go for further studying, and here you're going to be home next year, right? And what was embarrassing is because I'm one of those top learners, right? People were getting lesser marks than I was, were being accepted to universities. So it was a very tough spot to be in. But then I just used the fact that UP hasn't answered me, so there's still hope. So because of that, I was able to now focus on my final exams. Passed pretty okay, and then just put that behind me. So I passed, and then UP hasn't answered me, right? So I'm like, okay, let me just wait for my final results. As soon as I have my final result, I'm going to be able to then apply, or maybe go to UP with those results and say, here are my results. Are you guys accepting me or what? Right? I get my results the following year. And as soon as I get my results, I phone them at UP. The thing I wanted to really ask is, where can I submit my final mark, my final results, so that they can still decide whether they're accepting or rejecting me. So I call them up. I ask them that, and ask them, how is my status looking like currently. So the guy really types in my student number. As for my student number, I give it to him, and he tells me that the qualification, the course my brother had applied for is not even an undergraduate course, right? There's a postgrad course. So the reason why they haven't even answered you is that you are not even supposed to apply for that course. So sure, I felt defeated, and it was hard to imagine or to think and comprehend the fact that I'm back in the same spot that I was in the previous year. For feeling a bit down again. I don't know where I'll be going the following year. Sure, and I'm trying to accept it. And in my mind, I really start accepting it that, okay, since I upgraded 3 of my subjects, I'm going to upgrade the next 3, right? So around that time frame, a cousin of mine from Limpopo, Sabel, has been accepted to study in UP, right? He's been accepted to study geology in UP. So, as he was accepted, he was to go to UP to deliver the contract, right? So, my parents asked me to, not really my parents, my father asked me to accompany him and his mother as they were going to Pretoria. But now at this time, my father asks me to take my documents and also try and apply in UP again. Sure, I don't think I ever tried explaining to my father something I don't want to do, right? Because I'm like, I was tired of being rejected. I was tired of getting rejection letters, we regret to tell you I was tired of that, and now my father was putting me in a position whereby I'm going to get a rejection right in front of my face. So I tried begging him, medicine applications are closed in our time. I tried explaining him, and I remember he said, tomorrow we are going to UP and you're going to apply. And he said, before Lala, I want you to take your documents, put them in the car, and then tell me when they're in the car. So very, very reluctantly, I take my documents and I put them inside the car, right? And I come back to tell them, no, time and they're in the car as he said. As soon as I said that, took his phone, he went to bed, And I remember after he went to bed, I tried talking with my mother. Just to try and plead with her to tell Itama and time, please don't send me for another rejection. I'm tired of these rejections, But I didn't try to ask her a lot because I realized that in this regard, she was with my father, right? She agreed with what my father was saying, so I quickly realized that, right? So I was like, sure, I'm very grateful for my father not budging, right? So I'm very grateful that he just stuck to his guns and he put his foot down, right? If it wasn't for what he did also for that, in that day, I don't think I would be here. So the next day comes, I remember my cousin is driving, and I didn't enjoy that trip because I was anticipating rejection for the whole trip. So I remember as soon as he started the trip, I slept immediately, right? I didn't want to be awake to continually think about me being rejected. So we drive to Pretoria, we get there, we get to the sports campus, right, Crest. And as soon as we get there are those long lines, those very, very long lines. So as soon as I get there, an idea comes to my mind. What if I just take my documents, disappear in this multitude of students, and then just come back and tell my father that I had been rejected, And I remember entertaining that thought a lot that day. But a mind came to me, and mind said to rather stay with me, that you must honor what your father has said, right? So I remember, okay, I'm going to wait this out, and they said they're going to wait for me. I mustn't try and rush the process, right? Just wait in the line and get your rejection real quick and go back home and try to figure yourself out properly. So I'm in this line and we're getting closer and closer to where I'm supposed to be, right? So I remember there comes a part in this line whereby a lady is sent out, and then he's sent out to divide us into the different